She murdered her ex-boyfriend with 27 knife wounds. The romance between Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander may look like something out of a fairy tale at first, but things would quickly go downhill. In 2013, a jury reached the verdict that Arias was responsible for the stabbing and shooting death of Alexander in his Arizona home. Well, what happened? According to Alexander's friends and family members, Arias' obsessive, possessive, and authoritarian behavior was a contributing factor in the violent murder of her partner on June 4, 2008. Arias, on the other hand, claimed that there was another perspective on the story. She said that Alexander had abused her both physically and mentally, and that she was compelled to take his life in order to protect herself from him. As her trial progressed, America became enthralled by her ever-shifting narrative, stunning appearance, and intense sexual connection with Alexander. Keep watching this video to see the rest of the disturbing case of Jodi Arias. The truth behind the killing of Travis Alexander. When Travis Alexander's friends went to his house in Mesa, Arizona to check on him, they saw blood everywhere. The next thing they knew, they found the mutilated corpse of their companion in the shower. The 30-year-old man had been stabbed a total of 27 times. His neck was slashed from ear to ear, and he had also been shot in the head. His friends immediately contacted the authorities, and before long, Jodi Arias, who was 27 at the time, became the primary suspect. Alexander's friends also reported to the police that she had been a stalker. At first, Jodi Arias insisted that there was no way she could have been responsible for Alexander's death. The authorities reported that she said she was on her way to Utah to see another guy that she was dating at the time that Alexander was killed. Arias informed the investigators that she hadn't seen her ex-boyfriend since April, but she was certain that she had spoken to him a few days before his death. "I know that I talked to him early Monday morning," she said. "He was sort of guilting me because I wasn't going to Arizona, but rather Utah," she added. However, shortly afterward, the detectives came upon evidence that could not be refuted, suggesting that Jodi Arias had been with Travis Alexander on the day that he died. The violent images were found on a camera that had been seized from the washing machine at Travis Alexander's house. The photos were from June 4, 2008, which was the day that Travis Alexander had been killed. Unbelievably, there was also a picture of his severed head and other body parts after his death. In addition to this, the authorities were able to get both Arias's and Alexander's DNA from a bloody handprint that was discovered on a wall inside the residence. As a result, Jodi Arias was taken into custody without delay. And then the narrative started to shift. The interrogation.
She also snoops through the trash and sings a tune by pop star Dido.
I can't breathe until you're resting here with me.
Jodi Arias lied to the investigator who was interviewing her for more than 2 hours on July 15, 2008, denying that she was anywhere near Travis Alexander's house on the night that he was brutally murdered. She told the officer that if she had killed her ex-boyfriend, she would beg for the death penalty. From there, the progression of Arias' tale is made abundantly evident by the almost 3-hour-long video of her first questioning.
There's no doubt in my mind that you were there. There's no doubt in my mind that you did this. None. So you can go until you're blue in the face and tell me you weren't there and you had nothing to do with it. I won't believe you.
When she was first arrested for the crime, Arias spent hours attempting to persuade a doubtful investigator in Siskiyou County, California, that she wasn't even in the same state as Alexander on the day he died. When questioned by a detective from Arizona, Arias said that she had gone on a road trip by herself in California, leased a vehicle, and ended up getting lost. She said that she had run out of gas, lost her phone charger, and was forced to sleep in her vehicle, so she was unable to use her phone.
Were you at Travis's house on Wednesday?
Absolutely not. I was nowhere near Mesa. I was nowhere near Phoenix. I wasn't even close to him.
The investigator listens to her story and even gives her a piece of paper to show him the path she claims she took. But in the end, he tells her that he just doesn't believe her, and that he has evidence that she was in Alexander's house at the time he was brutally killed.
What if I could show you proof you were there? Would that change your mind?
I wasn't there.
Can you be honest with me, Jodi?
I was not at Travis's house. Was not.
He informs her that this evidence comprises Alexander's blood and hair, mingled with her own hair and blood. There is no other person who could have left your palm print in blood on that wall, the investigator informs her.
We have your blood at the scene. Your hair was blood at the scene. Your left palm print at the scene. In blood. What's going on there?
However, she claims that she once cut herself while washing Alexander's dog in the bathtub, and that the blood may have originated from that incident. In addition, Arias believes that there must be another reason for what happened. She adds, "There is no reason I would ever want to hurt him." In a subsequent statement, she said,
There's no way anyone else could have left your palm print in blood on that wall. No way. Get that through your head.
If I was going to ever try to kill somebody, I would use gloves.
However, the investigator keeps pressing her to confess, using phrases like, "come clean," and "why won't you admit it?"
Cause this. I can prove you were there. I can prove it. But what I don't have is I don't have answers on why it happened.
But she continues to insist that she had nothing to do with it. She claims, "I've never been that angry at him."
Regardless of what the Bible says, and yes, I'm Christian, I just live my life by the 10 Commandments, and those are my rules. You know, thou shalt not this or that, but it doesn't say thou shalt not fornicate. So I just used to joke about that.
Toward the conclusion of the questioning, the detective informs Arias that she'll be put into the local jail within the next hour or two, and she replies through her tears,
This is a really trivial question, and it's going to reveal how shallow I am. But before they book me, can I clean myself up a little bit?
You're gonna be taken the way you are. I can't give you anything else.
The detective gives her a negative response, and shortly thereafter he leaves the room. Left alone, Arias looks through the trash can as she waits to be jailed. Then she performs a headstand against the wall and softly sings, "O Holy Night." The evolving narrative of Jodi Arias. Jodi Arias ultimately confirmed that she was with Travis Alexander on the day that he was murdered, just as the authorities had said. She said that she had been taking pictures of Alexander when he was in the shower after their intimate encounter, when suddenly 2 people wearing masks entered the room and killed him.
What do you expect me to? Why would they do this now? What were they arguing about? What did they say? Their details.
They didn't say a lot. They were white Americans, from what I could tell. They had, what do you call those things? They're like beanies, but they cover your whole face.
Arias said that the intruders had intimidated her and instructed her not to disclose what had transpired to anybody else. She told authorities that it was the most terrifying event she had ever experienced in her life.
Discuss much. They just argued
About what?
about whether or not to kill me.
For what reason?
Because I'm a witness.
A witness of what?
Him. Of Travis.
Of Travis's murder.
Yeah, but I didn't really witness it. Didn't see much.
He added, "It just seemed so unbelievable. It was like seeing a movie come to life, like an awful movie." However, the detectives had additional grounds for believing that Arias was responsible for Alexander's death. In addition to the bloody handprint and the damaging images, they had discovered that Alexander had been shot with a bullet from a .25 caliber gun.
That gun was in your possession. When did you report report it stolen?
I didn't even know that there were guns until my grandparents reported it stolen the day that their house was broken into.
When was that?
I don't remember. It was a few months ago, maybe.
What did you do with the gun?
He claimed it was merely a coincidence that precisely the same sort of pistol had been taken from the home where Arias's grandparents lived, exactly 1 week before Alexander was killed.
We're just playing games here. That gun was in your possession. When did you report it stolen?
I didn't even know that there were guns until my grandparents reported it stolen the day that their house was broken into.
When was that?
I don't remember. It was a few months ago, maybe.
Her trial and the news story. During her trial in 2013, Jodi Arias, who was accused of murder in the first degree and was facing the possibility of the death sentence, presented yet another version of events. This time she said that Alexander grew irate when she dropped the camera while she was taking photographs of him in the shower. Arias said that she was the one who had killed him, but that it was in self-defense. Arias is quoted as saying, "He attacked me, and I defended myself." In addition, Jodi Arias said that Alexander had a lengthy history of abusing her, and that he had done so even recently. She testified that after her Mormon baptism, he abused her and made her feel like a used piece of toilet paper. Stephen Alexander, Travis's brother, subsequently stated that her mission was basically to murder his brother again for a second time by destroying his reputation. According to Stephen, Arias' story of self-defense was nothing more than a farce. Even though his brother Travis had a gun, he never shot it. Finally, in May 2013, a jury convicted Jodi Arias of murder in the first degree. The judge decided that she should serve the remainder of her life in jail without eligibility for release. Tanisha Sorensen, Alexander's sister, made these comments following the punishment. "The real justice will be in the afterlife, when Jodi burns in hell." And that wraps it up. Leave a comment below telling us what you think of Jodi Arias and why you believe she altered her narrative so often up until everything was disclosed. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you for the next one.